Well, first, I'd like to welcome everyone to my local canyon. It really is a nice place, but you get a lot of this, a lot of trash scattered about. So, I'm one of those pure souls who returns every now and then to pick it up. Man, just a lot of it strung about. I won't take this stuff down. I think these are people shooting BBs. I don't mind that. If there's any way to shoot BBs, it's the canyon. You don't have to worry about breaking a backyard window, breaking a neighbor's window. You know? Can't blame them for that. The graffiti, unpleasant. Ooh, excuse me. Excuse me. Not very much of a speaker, but I'm giving this a go. I like to thank everyone who's popping in for the first time, maybe even returning. Who knows the order? You guys will watch these, if anyone will watch them. But you know, it's nice. Stream of conscious, really. This is, by the title, the Alterian Digest. I'm not sure what it means. It means a lot of cool things to me, but I'll put together a more defined meaning later. But as of now, I think it's just a catchy title. Might get some eyes to it. The Alterian Digest. What does it mean? I guess I played on the Reader's Digest, if anyone's heard that term. Magazine, article term, and alternative media. The Alterian Digest. Hey, clever. Who says I can't make up my own words? But here we are. Going about, have a nice little pile accumulating here. Find a lot of these, a lot of Dutch wraps. Again, canyon, late night activity. I guess it makes sense. You find some nice finds though. I'm going to keep this shirt. Christmas gifts incoming. No, really, you need Christmas gifts? Come to the canyon. You'll, a lot of trash, but there's gems around every cobblestone. No. Oh. At the start of this whole pandemic thing, me and my rambunctious friends made this our home for a good while, laying atop the rocks amongst the trees and hammocks. Really nice times. But alas, still young, still spry. I'm going to do something. Probably won't cross the stream today, not feeling as agile, but the trash is mainly over here. I wish I could say this is the worst of it, but this is just one accumulation spot. That's the right word. Kind of tends to gravitate to certain areas in the canyon. Typically, you know, the ones like these rocks, it's easy to hang out. We thought about maybe putting trash cans up, but we don't want more people coming then. Oh, but yeah, I'll get this stuff in here. Not very exciting, but I'm hoping my dialogue will distract from the fact that all I'm doing really is just picking up trash right in front of you guys. So, again, I'm sure some of you, if anyone listening to it in the car, just the audio, that's cool too. Hopefully my Sony camera from 2013 will suffice for now. I'm actually very surprised about how the quality of it, maybe it's good quality for me, I don't really stay in tune too much with what comes out every year, but I was just surprised to consume this far. Maybe it's not the best, but look at that. Leaves all the way across the stream. And they want me to pay $600 for something that can do the same thing, maybe a little better, I don't know. Like, we'll see. But this has lasted, what, since middle school? Maybe, no, sophomore year maybe? It's crazy that's getting farther than 5 years, but it's getting there. It isn't already. Man. But yeah. This is what I want to cover is a very broad spectrum, kind of whatever comes to me. Every day I seem to have a different topic of my own that I want to tackle. I thought, you know, a podcast would be a good way of reasoning with my own thoughts and seeing what other people think about them, or maybe the thoughts other people are having, and they want to see what someone else is thinking about it. So kind of a mutual respect thing. And I don't think anyone dislikes me. I wouldn't be surprised though if people find some of my opinions unamusing, to say the least, but you know, I think I do a good job of not conflicting. But I won't just agree, though. That's one thing I don't understand people do. Oh. Some young mothers walking above me. I'm going to lower my voice. Don't want to draw too much attention to the gracious deed I'm doing. Get a lot of these, though. A lot of 805s. Beer is a popular drink amongst the canyon crowd. Uh-oh. There's more people than I thought there was up there. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna scare them. They're gonna think I'm some homeless guy hiding in the bushes from them, trying to figure out their car sales all about. Maybe I will for a bit, just to see what they're saying. Here we go. Damn it, that's a piss bottle. I'm not gonna take that. I'm not that good at this. I'm gonna try not to cut out as much. Fortunately, I only have 2 hands, and this grabber thingy I got takes up one of them, so does the trash bag. So every now and then I just gotta organize the trash with both hands, put the camera down. But eventually I'll find a way. Not that I'll be in the canyon every time, but I'll be somewhere interesting. My garage is interesting sometimes. But unfortunately, I think I gave the BB gun shooters too much credit. Hidden behind the rock was their little trash pile. Some weird scrap metal I've picked up a lot around here. But I won't spite them. I'll leave up there. You guys can see that looks like a zombie, maybe. Their little Febreze can in that tree. But I'm going to take down these weird bottles and plastic in the tree. Looks like some Blair Witch shit. Not too fond of it. Trash Blair Witch. But yeah, this topic, not to jump in deep, but just been on my mind, especially with all the COVID happening. Just simply put, death, you know? I feel like, not that we should think about it more necessarily, but when people do think about it, if you're gonna think about it, people, just don't think about it. Yeah, you tell me how well that goes for you. I just don't believe it. I feel like everyone has to have that existential dread moment every once in a while. You know, something happens, you watch a movie that's sad, favorite TV character dies. There's no escaping it. My problem is now we're taught to kind of ignore it or even see it as a bad thing. Not to steal an Alan Watts seminar, lecture, whatever he did. But yeah, he said it, you know, and that was 40 years ago. He was 50 years ago, saying, why is society fearing death so much? And you know, when you don't learn about it the right way, it can be scary because your opinions are at the mercy of other people. You know, you can, if you're not certain in what you think about it, someone with a completely awful view that you might think is true for whatever reason can really do some damage, throw you off your thinking, make you anxious about it, make you worried. It might be a bad thing, like this transcendence bullshit going on. I can't believe it. Somehow they think that's a good way to escape it. They're pitching it like it's only good, like this is how life's supposed to be. We're evolving with this technology. I just don't see it that way. So I gotta find a good spot to start. Right there. But you know, and I think that anything like that, transcendence, it just comes from that same initial fear. These people don't want to even acknowledge death. They don't want it to be a part of their lives. They're willing to give up their natural form entirely if they could. Right now, people, young and old, say, we figured it out. You don't even need to wait till you die. Do it now. Some would. This idea that the human... Oh, I'll leave their boards. I'll leave their boards. Shit. Oh, but no, yeah, this idea that humanity's imperfect and somehow technology will perfect it. Like the fucking computer lags every 10 minutes. Files don't upload. Your technology doesn't fucking work half the time, and they want us to be like we already are dependent on us, but they want to dependent on it. They want us to be so dependent on it where it's a part of us. We don't even know we're dependent on it anymore. I keep contradicting myself, but people don't even know they're dependent on it now. Kids, me and my friends were talking. This is the first generation of kids. The 2000s kids kind of escaped it. You know, they had the handheld games, but DS and all that was pretty innocent. It was probably still fucking doing gritty shit we'll never know about, but, you know, it's a pretty innocent piece of time. But once you hit 2010, those kids, even the kids in 2005, escaped it a bit. But once those kids started being born in 2010, the first kids to grow up with phones at their mercy, there's always in front of something. Parents don't want to parent, so they put a tablet in front of them. And that's where I think we're going to see a really fucked generation. We're already seeing the ripples of it. The older kids who it fucked over. And now you're going to have a whole generation of kids. But, you know, there's positives. They stick to technology. There are good things on technology. It's just harder to find those good things. You know, something is out there that would actually help them and maybe prevent them from becoming just another sheep in the flock, whatever that term is. It would be hard to find. Even if they found it, they probably wouldn't know what it was. Hopefully they'd find it interesting if it sparks some. Doing this one at a time is taking a lot of time, but that's okay. Just toss it. Oh. But yeah, you know, you're probably, oh, who's this guy to tell me how to think about death? Like, I'm not. I'll try to, but at the end of the day, it's going to be your thought that comforts you or scares you. You know, I might put something good or bad in your head, depending on how you view it. But, you know, don't expect anyone to do the thinking for you. I'm putting what I think out there. If it helps people, that's awesome. Because every time it helps me, I think something that, you know, startles me, makes me feel insignificant, small, meaningless, whatever word, synonym you can think of. But, damn. Might just come here with my bag really quick. Might have to cut out again, get it all, oh, it fell. It fell. But yeah, you know. I'll start by saying, I just think it was a part of me. It depends on what you view as good, where it could only be good, even if it's just the end. Nothing's there. Well, great, because that cancels out all the bullshit that's ever happened to you, you know? What if it was, you're left with or you're alive? Fuck, I don't even know the way to put it. There's this idea that people are scared of nothing, no life beyond death. Then it's like, well, dude, there's your motivation to fucking use life, and even if you fail, but at least you die. You don't have to live forever knowing that you failed. You know, it's a great all-rounder. You know, and you get to these thoughts like, oh, okay, but that's kind of unfair. Some guy like Hitler and I are going to get the same death. And it's, yeah, no one wants to think like that. Like, you want some sort of, not even a punishment, but learning curve for Hitler. Good people, you know, is he going to learn something? And, you know, we don't know. But if it is, everything's just the end. Oh, where was I going with that? You know, and that's just life experiencing itself. That's a very broad way to say it. But for every saint, there needs to be a Hitler, a devil, or something, because that makes the good worth doing good.